So we're gonna talk about the effect of surface area of ice on melting time. The background of this experiment that ices are commonly used in human life, and the one common uses today is probably cold drinks. The ice keeps the drinks in low temperature so people can enjoy it in hot weather. But the problem is that ice melts, disrupt the taste of the drink. And one factor that affects the melting of ice is surface area, and the one that has close relationship with the surface area and shape. So the shape's gonna be involved in change in surface area, which can be easily changed by just using different container for ice. So hypothesis is that ice with larger surface area will melt faster because there will be more space that contacts with the heat from the outside. The independent variables are spheres, cube, rectangular prism, cylinder, and triangular prism. Since the surface area is really the factor that we are measuring, I measure the surface area of each shapes, and the dependent variables is the melting time in seconds, and for the accurate data, the control group will be the volume of ice and temperature in melting process and time in the freezer and material for the container, which is aluminum foil, and the place for melting, which is above the plastic tray. So the procedure is first fill the ice container for each shapes. So by aluminum foil, I measure the volume and use mathematic formulas to kind of get closest measurements. And after you build each container, put 10 milliliters of water into container and put it in the freezer for 3 hours. Take the ice out of container, then put it above the plastic tray and start to measure the time it takes to melt, and repeat it 10 times for each ice shapes for accurate data. So here's the data collected. Even though it might not seems like the clear difference, but still there's a difference in the trends that as the surface area increases, the melting time decreases. So as you saw on the data, the sphere took longest time to melt and triangular prism took shortest time to melt. And this goes with our hypothesis we made previously, because the sphere has smallest surface area and triangular prism has larger surface area, and the other data also show the trend that as their surface area, the one with larger surface areas had shorter melting time. So it shows that the ice with smaller surface area took longer time to melt. The possible source of errors for this experiment is the limitation of environment. The ice container was customized, and I don't think it is the best material for ice container, because aluminum foil is easily we can easily build like the shape we want, but I doubt that it is the best material for the ice container. I don't think so. And also there was a waste of time during the moving ice from the container to the tray, and it wasn't measured, so that can be a factor. And the amount of ice or water used in this experiment was too little, so maybe it wasn't enough to show the significant difference. And also this data was only collected in the ice when ice wasn't by itself, not in water or drinks. So that can be cause different outcome in different situations. So the conclusion is, even with the limited environments, the result was still significant and visible. We can see the clear connection between the surface area and the melting time. This result will have more effect on daily life than scientific developments, since the uses of ice are being very common. And that's pretty much it, and thank you for your time.